very welcome. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be able to be here. I'm gonna tell you something. I had never heard about it or anything before. Miss, Ronnie Hummel.
Yes.
She was the one that had actually told me first about it, invited me, and I was like, "Oh wow!" I was like, "Okay." She said, "I'm gonna, yeah, definitely, kind of just spread your name a little bit more," and I'm like, "Okay."
Well, I appreciate it. It's helping both of us. So thank you for coming on. And you're a talk show host and everything. And so I want to get into it for the people the first time who are listening to this on the podcast or watching this on YouTube. What can you tell everybody about Mr. Dr. Ollie and the floor is yours.
Okay. You said, "What can I tell everybody about Dr. Ali?"
Yeah, about you, about your show and everything.
Everything. Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, so I will say just a little bit of just if we start at the beginning, past history. I had the Dr. Ollie Show based in DFW area. Where are you located?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. Okay. So not too far, but yeah, I'm based in DFW area where we would bring in real people with real issues, and it was just like a podcast basically, where we would talk to them every single day. We really would on just a lot of different topics and everything, and from there I decided that what better way to be able to really to tell messages than to just really put ourselves out there and talk about like given real life issues, but put it into story format. So that's when I went into actually doing film.
That's amazing.
Yes, sir.
And that's awesome. And I got to dig into what inspired you to begin your talk show and your podcast.
What inspired me to be okay? So when I was doing that, I already was an author first, and I had a lot of youth and young adults that would come up to me and they would bring real life questions, and I, would answer them the best way that I possibly could. But then it just triggered something with me, like, hey, you know what? I mean, people really are seeking more information or whatever. And I know that people can relate to other people. So why not, put something together where we could be able to. I looked at a lot of shows. That's the thing. Like, if we go back years ago, the daytime television shows like, Oprah Winfrey and even at that same time, which was like when I was a kid, it was one that was Ricky Lake. You remember her?
Yes.
And then we bring it up to today's time. We had people like Jennifer Hudson, and then I think the Sherry Shepherd show. So I was like, I may can't do it on that big of a scale because my brand isn't there yet. But at the same time, we can also, do the same thing to be able to deliver the same message. Because at the end of the day, we're just having a conversation with it, and we can be able to film this, be able to put it out to the masses. YouTube is free, things like that, and that's what we were doing. We were just uploading on YouTube at the
That
time.
is so inspiring because it's the exact same journey as me. We are you and I we're spreading the love and the relationship and connections in the community and the entertainment industry and everybody around the world.
Mhm.
And that's awesome that that we're doing this because I always go back to it's like if we don't love what we're doing, why keep going?
That's
Right?
right. Yeah.
And we love what we're doing. We
Absolutely.
love. And you got to meet Jennifer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Everybody must
Okay.
be wondering. Come on. So let's talk about the moment you got to meet her.
Okay. So I was invited to. So this is the thing. Backing up a little bit, I used to go out to LA all the time. I mean, I'm talking about I would go out there maybe once, we'll say every other month, and I would be out there maybe so 5 or 6 times a year. I was out there, and I remember this was before COVID and everything. I went when Steve Harvey had a talk show there, and I got an opportunity to be able to connect with a number of people that were just working his show and everything. And two of the guys, they had told me, they was like, yeah, if you ever back out here again, they said, let us know. We'll try to see what we could be able to do, to be able to get you some tickets and all of that right there. Maybe you can come in and be able to meet Steve and all of that type of stuff. I said, cool, okay. So we get to, I'm going to say maybe probably about a year and a half later. And I went back out there. And when I went to LA, I reached out to one of the guys and he told me, yeah, Steve doesn't have a show anymore. But I work now at Jennifer Hudson's show. And I said,
Wow.
and that's how it went. And I was like, I said, okay, all right. I said, so what do I do? And he said, man, I'm gonna try to bring you in and at least introduce you and all of that. And he allowed me. He gave me some tickets. I went in, to be able to just be a part of the show and everything. And afterwards, then he brought me up to her, be able to introduce me, and we talked for a little bit. And he just told her that I was, in Texas, kind of doing, somewhat of the same type of thing. And after it was very short. It wasn't very very long or anything, but it's just just a connection to be able to make it happen was big for me.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you and congratulations for that. And it's again, it's I, everything about the connections and the relationship and the love and everything. So, what is the most biggest moment for your show?
For my show, let's see. Biggest moment I would say. I I have several. I'm trying to think of how to be able to put this in uh,
Or rephrase it, what should I say? Emotional moment of
emotion.
the show.
See, and okay, that narrows it down for me. I will say,
I
I
had to
will,
ask because I knew I could see your brain thinking.
yeah, I will say there was one show that we had where it was entitled "Life After Losing a Child." And I
Ooh.
bought and I bought in two women that were seniors. They were both over 70, even at that time. And it's one thing if you have a child and the child is. I mean, losing a child, no matter what, is going to be miserable. But it's a whole nother game when you've lived with that child or had that child in your life for like 40 or 50 years, and then it's just like instantly, either they have a heart attack or something. And both of these people, that's what happened with their children. One lady, her daughter had a car wreck, and she was like over 30 years old and passed away. And then the same thing with this other lady, her son, he ended up having a massive heart attack. He was like almost 50. And it's like, how do you pick up the pieces and move on? That was one of the most emotional shows that we had.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so emotional.
Yeah, and I think on social media it got one of probably the most views as well. Just listening to them actually encourage the audience members, in spite of everything that they had already
Hmm.
been through and that they
Hmm.
were dealing with. Yeah,
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That's so emotional. Me personally, I probably wouldn't understand those mothers' situation, but for us to hear her story and hear their stories, I mean, it's so touching and healing.
yeah,
I believe, in my opinion, to help other moms out there. So that is, thank you for sharing that.
oh yeah.
That is so powerful. Uh, um, I've seen so many shows on, on TV, on YouTube about
Hmm.
healing,
Yeah,
about about the emotions and all that stuff. That really helped me a lot. So
yeah.
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That's so powerful. So, um, of course, about you is when did you start your journey? At what age?
At what age? So for me, with the books, it actually started when I was around the age of 24.
Hmm.
But for the trying to make sure I got this correct. Okay, so for the books, it actually started when I was around the age of 24, but with actually doing film, that didn't start until I was around 27.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Powerful. And
But I will tell you with the show. So let's see, 24, 27. Let's see. But with the show, because I started out doing short films, and I
hmm
don't know if you want to go into that direction with talking about any of the stuff in the film industry for me, but but yeah, I started out doing short films before I actually started shooting the Dr. Ollie Show. So by the time I started shooting the actual like podcast show with everyone, that was like around I was about maybe 30 years old.
okay.
Yes.
And of course, everybody must be wondering, and of course, including me, how many seasons have you done of your show?
For the show, we did 3 seasons.
Okay, and many more to go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something.
I brought that up because I'm encouraging you. We got to encourage each other, my friend. We got to keep
Okay.
going. We love each other, and support each other. That is the community love. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you love.
Okay, okay. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. So you must have really enjoyed it.
Oh yes, I've been watching it. I've been watching it. And I'm still watching it. I haven't watched all, but there's some moments I actually kind of like, wow, it gave me a little tears and stories. But
Okay,
to
okay.
me,
That's good to hear.
it is because to me it's powerful
Hmm.
because I'm saying this as an honest person, not as a competition way. You and I are doing a similar way of things almost. We are out there sharing stories. We're out there to show the love, the community, the behind the scenes, the actors. What can we do to show people love?
Yeah,
And and it does. It's just amazing to meet another person who's doing the same thing. Almost, you have a
yeah. No, no,
show,
no. I get it.
podcast, and my goal is to have my own show. But anyways, my point is to show the community the support and say, hey, we're telling your story. You're
Hmm.
not alone. That's what it comes back to. This always comes to my brain. It's like you are not alone. We're telling your story, actor story, human connection, human story,
Yeah,
and that's what it comes down to. So, that's why I asked you. And keep on going, my friend. Keep on going, my brother. You're doing amazing. You
no,
are,
thank you.
and it's just, it's and awesome testimonies that you have on your show, journeys and stories, and it's so powerful that to hear to hear stories and hearing them speak their stories and telling their story out there, and like you said about those two mothers,
Yes,
I haven't seen that yet, but but my point is like it all comes down to is healing and
yeah.
storytelling, and a lot of people must be wondering, what I mean by storytelling is storytelling of human connection through the screen to
And you know what?
hope we're healing somebody.
You know what? When you said that about the human connection and everything, um, I'll share another one with you real quick.
Hmm.
There was another one. I don't know if you saw this one or not, but it comes back to my mind every once in a while because it was very emotional as well. It was about this guy that I knew him from years and years ago, and when I heard about what had happened in the story and it went all over the news and everything, I said, "Wow!" I was like, "We need to bring him in for this right here." And he came to be on the show and to talk about it and everything, but he was driving just like anyone else would be doing on the highway, and on this road, there are homes that every we'll just say maybe every what maybe one or two football fields. There's another house up the road. Then you go up another football, like another house up the road. And he said he was going the regular speed limit. It's about maybe 50 to 60
Hmm.
on that
Hmm.
road. And he came out. Came around a curve, and he said that there was a little girl that was out there checking the mail, and I think she had stepped too far back. And just as he cut the curve, he ran over and struck her and killed her. And yeah, that was a big one. That was something. And afterwards, he because and not only that, but his life story is the fact that he's been there for youth and young adults, and he's been a mentor and he's a minister as well, and all of that. And that's been his passion for over like the last, I want to say, at least like maybe 30 years. And then just to know that you've had this passion forever, and then all of a sudden you ended up, killing a little kid. Like, I think the little girl may have been about 8 or 9 years old. That was something right there. And to know that him and the family, they were able to reconcile and actually uh, basically become friends in a sense, to where they asked him to come and do something on the funeral program, and yeah, it was very, very, very touching. But yeah, that is
Wow.
those have so that was the emotional show too.
That's I haven't seen I haven't seen that. I'm not trying to laugh about that. I'm just trying. I haven't seen
No,
it.
no, no, it's fine.
And that's so powerful. And
Hmm.
that's what I'm trying to tell everybody, that you and I, we have things in common. We're here to tell stories. We're here to tell people's impacts. And that is so powerful. Thank you for sharing that again, and thank you, because that is what I mean by human connection.
Hmm.
So, um, Keep on going. I know you only done 3 seasons, but many more to go. Isn't that right?
Thank you. Thank you.
So everybody must be wondering, including me. You don't have to answer. Hopefully you can.
Okay,
When's
go.
your next season starting?
Honestly, we don't have anything set just yet. So we're gonna have to see because the thing is the problem that I've been having is the fact when I got into doing films, then it took me it takes quite a bit of time to be able to prepare and everything. So I have to do the shows in the off seasons of when I'm not actually doing um, I have to do shows in the off season when I'm not actually doing films, when
Okay.
I'm not doing movies and everything. So I don't know just yet. When I did those, they were all recorded normally from spring to summer. So it may be, if I had to say, it may have to be in springtime.
Okay. I'll be
Yeah,
waiting.
it
I'll
takes
be
quite a bit of
waiting.
time for preparation for it. Okay.
I'll be waiting. Never know. I'm just saying this out of the way, not saying this, but I'm just saying maybe one day I'll be on there on your show.
Okay. All right.
You gotta invite me. You gotta invite me. So I'm serious. I would love to be a guest on your show.
Really?
Uh,
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm
I'll keep
serious.
it in mind.
I would love to. I would love to come down and we're so close. Look, driving distance,
Because
only
it's what is it, 2 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours. Okay. Okay.
Seriously, I'll come down, be in your show. I'll be a guest.
Yes, sir.
Um, now you're acting.
Hmm.
You're doing you like you said, you're doing film. Let's talk about that direction. Has it been being an actor and your journey into the entertainment industry? And did you ever think you would do be an actor and actually be in the entertainment industry?
No, no, that honestly, that this was never ever on the on the bucket list of things to do. When it came down to producing film projects and just acting and all that, I started out by saying I heard about people just acting and all of that type of stuff early on. I may have been a teenager, and I was a musician first, so I play piano. And the guy that was doing a lot of stage plays in our city, he had invited me to come and, well, hired me to come and be one of the musicians for the play. Like, hey, this is our music, all of this, just learn it and pretty much just start, just pretty much just fill in, the spaces where we
Hmm.
need for that. And I told him, cool, okay. And afterwards, then I guess it was like after we got to know each other a little more, he started telling me I was very comical with a lot of things. He was like, I got a little role for you. And that's kind of how it took off for me. So I started out in stage plays, doing one role, two roles, little things that cameo roles that turned into bigger. And I took a little bit of acting classes when I got to Dallas, because that was back in East Texas at home. But when I got to Dallas, that may have been probably about maybe 12 years ago. I enrolled myself into some acting classes. I did that for probably about a year. And I was like, this is really good. I think I want to keep pursuing this right here. And I thought just being an actor was the only thing that I was going to do until I had a concept in my mind of like, how would I be able to make this idea go from my mind to the script to the screen? And there was just one thing after another, and that's how I really, started pursuing the acting. And as I did projects, then I would just kind of give myself little roles inside of them, insert myself.
Wow. So it was a mir I don't want to say miracle, but it was magic
Yeah,
that you got into the acting industry.
pretty much. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, from then it just kind of became a snowball effect, and it just
Mhm.
kept going.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self right now,
Hmm.
if you can go back in time and tell yourself at age 10, what would you say?
Let's see. If I could go back and tell myself then, I would say, although you are here right now, it doesn't like don't be surprised by anything that comes your way because there's a whole world out there and there are going to be some big things that are going to come your way, like for real. Like that's what I would go back and tell myself because there was a lot of times I did feel like quitting, giving up, like
Hmm.
you know what, I just don't like, I just can't keep going. And that's what I would see to tell myself now.
And a follow-up question is, was there ever a moment that you wanted to quit? And if so, what motivated you to keep going?
Um, yeah, it's been several. Just trying to think of which one to tell you. So, um, I'll just give it a broad answer and say it like this. I've had multiple times that I've wanted to be able to quit, but the thing that allowed me to be able to keep going was the fact that I look at life and I'll say, I mean, there's nothing that I've got to that I didn't actually go through, and that showed that I made it to the other side. So I have to continue to look back at those past situations over and over again and say, you know what, I had that happen, and I achieved it and I made it through it. Even when it comes down to sickness or whatever. Little short story. When I was 5, and believe it or not, I don't know what happened, anything, but I can remember it. I remember I went to sleep. It was a Good Friday. It was almost like the resurrection of Jesus, because on a Good Friday, I went to sleep, and that's all I remember. I was at my grandmother's home, and she put me to bed, and I didn't wake up until Sunday, and it was Easter Sunday, and I was in a hospital with tubes in my mouth and everything.
Oh,
And they
wow.
and they said I had suffered a seizure and I had stopped breathing, and they had to airlift me from East Texas to Dallas Children's Medical Center. And so even when a- after that right there, I still suffered with seizures. They just kept coming or whatever.
Mhm.
And I had to keep telling myself, even at the ages of like 10, 12, 14 years old, I think I had the last one at 15. I'm like, there's nothing that, I get to that I won't get through. Yeah.
That is
So
that's so powerful, and I'm glad you're doing okay, and I'm glad everything turned out great.
yes, yes,
So,
yes. But that's what I would say to anybody, even when they deal with emotional things. I mean, you're still here. Some people, they may look at it and I know we're in an economy right now where things can be a little bit shaky financially and all of that right there. But I mean, some way somehow, we made it through last year, and just like we did last year, we're going to do it again this year.
right. So powerful. I'm so happy. I'm
Yes, sir.
happy for you, I mean, that you're
Thank you.
okay and everything. And look where you are. Look how far you came in your journey, in your career in the entertainment industry. I mean, I'm just moved by the stories you told me. There's just those two stories.
I
That
appreciate
is It's very moving, very powerful. So, and my encouragement for you, my friend, I call you my friend, my brother,
it. Yeah.
um, if you might be saying that is,
No, it's fine.
I'm going to keep encouraging you. You are doing a fantastic job, and you're telling people stories. You're doing amazing. You're being an actor. You've done so many roles. You've done so many things, and your testimony is showing everybody don't give up on your dream,
Right.
and you're doing that.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Yes, sir.
thank you. It really means a lot. You're doing amazing. I'm serious. So, one day, I hope to meet you in person.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Like we'll have to. What we're gonna do, we'll have to set something up to be able to do so. Now, let me ask you this question. Now, do you do anything in pertaining to acting or the film industry or anything at all, or nothing, or
me
just
personally, about me
okay?
is that's a good question. No, I've always been a person who does interviewing, and that's a good question to ask me. I grew up also watching Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
And yes, and then um,
Okay.
I know that. And then I grew up watching Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay.
And um, a lot of people don't know this, maybe some now. I'm a big mental health advocate,
Mm,
and I lost 3 friends to suicide. And I'm a big mental health person. I'm advocate. I tell people that you're not alone. Your story matters. We're here for you. Let's support each other. And that is my big thing. I tell people that call your friends, text them, have coffee with them,
yeah.
see a movie with them. You know,
Yeah.
you you never know what anybody's going through, especially your
Exactly.
friends, and it's very important. So I tell people, especially my friends, like, yes, you get a missed call from a friend, but hey, at least call them back. at least
Yeah.
even if they don't answer, at least they know that you called. They know you
Right.
acknowledge them. Say, hey, I don't have time to talk to you, but I have time to talk to you 10 minutes. What's up? And they say, hey, you want to have coffee? Let's go. Let's have
Yeah.
coffee.
Oh
Or
yeah.
let's go see a movie. Let's have lunch. It's like I have 41 hour. I have 40 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
Mm,
go. Don't want to rush them, but that's the story we want to tell. It's like you want to have time for friends and loved ones and say, hey, I'm acknowledging you. What's
exactly.
up? And it's like, hey, let's have coffee for 30 minutes. Or, I always done this, drive by and say, hey, uh, I'm nearby. I can come pick you up. You want to go get coffee? And you're like, oh, this is, thank you. And meet them and say, hey, you don't have to say anything. I won't say nothing. If you want to cry, you can cry. I'm here.
Mm,
Let's do it. I'm here, or just like, I tell my friends, it's like, hey, I'm here. Let's sit down. If you just want to be quiet and cry, I'm here. Let's cry. You want to cry, I'm here, So it's just a moment of that moment to let them know it's like, hey, we're here for each other.
yeah, and you know what? And this is the thing. And you never really. I'll say it like this: you'd be surprised of how much the little things like that can be so big to certain people that are dealing with it during that time, during that season.
Hmm.
I mean, that may be, oh, well, I just said this, I just offered them this right here. And that could be, that made my day. That helped me get through or over
Yeah.
that hump that
And
I
I
was.
will say this, um, true story. I can say it in public. I'm not afraid. I could say it on your show or anybody's show, but
Yeah.
I was in the store one day and I was in line and this mother and daughter
Okay.
was checking out, had a bunch of items, and the girl must have been 5 years old. And the mother's I want to say credit card, or I don't know what happened, but anyway, it was denied.
Okay.
And so I guess they tried a couple of times and they were leaving the store and I was behind them. And I told the cashier, how much was it? And the cashier said it was $99, I think, I believe. Don't quote me. So I was like, well, go get the lady. I'll pay for it. And the cashier's like, are you sure? And I said, yes, go get the lady. And she came in and she was standing there. And I said, ma'am, I got this.
Mm.
It's like a grocery to feed her and her daughter. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I said, I got this. And she was crying. She's like, oh, wow, thank you, thank you. She was just saying thank you. And I paid for it. And I just said, you're welcome, ma'am. And to me, um, it was so powerful. I felt very happy. That was the moment. You made a mother's life happy. And the
Yeah.
daughter felt very happy that her mother went through that, and you just hope you pass it forward. So that's my story. I love to tell. I mean, of course, in any state, I've never ran into her yet. I hope I
Mhm.
do one day, but I just want to say, hope you're doing okay, and I just did it. It was just pay it forward. And so that's my point. That's what you and I are doing, telling people stories and testimonies
Yeah.
to tell, to pay it forward, to let them know
Exactly.
you're not alone.
That's it. That's it.
So, well, Mr. Dr. Ollie, I know I hope I answered your question. I'm sorry. I'm not an
Yeah,
actor,
you're
but
good. You're
I
good.
am I'm a big a podcast host, hoping my dream to have my own show, but I was inspired by Oprah and Ellen DeGeneres. I
Mhm.
I I, I grew up wanting to be a talk show host.
Okay.
And here I am.
Yeah.
And I never, I know this sounds horrible. Forgive me, any actor friends out there. Never wanted to be an actor. Never. My
Okay.
story was my dream and my story is doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Let people tell their stories.
Okay.
To be, that's the story. To let them know, hear the human connection, the bond, the relationship out
Mhm.
there. To let them know we're all families, we're all brothers, we're all sisters, that we can help each other tell stories.
That's right.
That's and healing.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's right.
So thank you. Well, thank you for coming on.
Hmm.
It means a lot. You are inspirational and empowering. I'm so proud of you. I've watched your shows. I mean, I've sat there and just kept watching more and more and
Really?
more.
Oh,
You
that's
you are
encouraging. Thank you.
doing amazing. You're doing amazing and impactful, and that's what I love.
Hmm.
We're telling stories. You're telling stories. And that's what we're doing. Let people tell their stories. So
Yeah, yeah. Well,
thank you
thank you
so
so much.
much.
I'm just, yeah, I appreciate you having me and inviting me to be able to come and be a part of your show, be your guest, and just to know that you have watched, my shows. Anytime so anyone tells me that, I don't take it lightly because I'm like, it's a million things out there that you can be able to watch, and to know that you're, in tune and just listening, and you're saying it's valuable information for you, it's touchy. That was the message we were trying to send the whole time. So yes,
I'm being honest with you. I'm not making this. I'm being honest with you. I support you. So,
okay,
again, you're always welcome back on my show.
okay,
And like I said, reach out to me. I would love to come down and be on your show.
yes,
I
sir.
would love to.
Okay. Or either, if we do something, if it gets to the point like, because we were doing everything in person or whatever, but because you are at, a distance away, I mean, it could be similar like this right here. And, we can still be able to take it, edit it, cut it, upload it, all of
I
that
don't
other stuff.
mind. Like I said, I don't mind being there in person.
Okay. 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 We'll work it out then.
It's only a 3 hour drive. Let me figure out my schedule. Let me know ahead of time. Let me see what
Yeah.
I can do. So
Yeah. We'll work it out.
yes. So where can everybody find you on social media?
Okay, so on social media, you can look for me on the official Dr. Ollie. So just type in the official Dr. Ollie and it should pop right up. I do have another Instagram as well, which is I am Dr. Ollie if the first one doesn't. So it's two different ones, one's business, one personal. But either one of those would be great for them to be able to check me out. Or
Well,
if they
thank
need, if
you.
they choose to send email or anything like that, it'll just be the Dr. Ollie at yahoo.com.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for coming on. And let's keep supporting each other. And thank you for following me on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I cannot wait to have you back on again. So thank you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.